Sample Productions.
It's all about the secret ballers, shot callers. What's he like? Is he fearful or cautious? What's the stat? Can he play it in the corners? What's the fact? Can he hack it with the ballers? It's all about ballers, shot callers. Ballers, shot callers. It's all about ballers, shot callers. Ballers, shot callers. It's all about ballers. We're Secret Scout. Make sure you subscribe.
What's going on, people, and welcome back to the Secret Scout podcast with myself, Clinton Ford, and the youth football expert himself, David Powley. How are you, my friend?
I'm good. I'm good. More importantly, what's happening with your voice?
Mate. Oh, I'm struggling right now, so apologies, people, for that listening in. I don't usually sound like this. You can actually go back to a couple episodes just to clarify that, but I don't usually sound like this. So
All right, we'll have to take it easy with you. We'll have to take it easy.
I know. This is what being out on the sidelines sounds like. You know, if you're a football parent, you know how this sounds. If you're a football coach,
So hold on. So I guess you're shouting. Are you shouting then?
Of course, man. You know what I mean? Like, it's not only you coaches have to shout on the sidelines. Sometimes the cameramen have to shout on the sidelines if they're not getting what they need. If people are standing right in front of you, blocking your vision, trying to get the shot, sometimes you might need to raise your voice a little bit, and this is the consequences because of it. So
Okay. No worries. I'm sure we'll get through it. I'm sure
we will, mate. But you know what? I ain't seen you in a while, man. I ain't seen you since we spoke about the KDB Cup, and since then it's come and gone. So
I know.
We need all the tea now. You promised us.
Yeah. Well, look, it was a top tournament, man. Always when I go to these tournaments, it's always go in there with no expectation. Just go with the view of like who you're gonna see, what players are gonna stand out, who's gonna handle the pressure in front of the crowd. I've got to give shout out to Rob and Dennis at VO that supported us going over there and looked after us very well. So that was really good to be over there for the 2 days. Um, but no, Barcelona won the tournament. They started off really slow though. When I watched their first game, I wasn't too sure about them. But as the tournament grew, it was, to be fair, like a 9 or 10 o'clock kickoff in the morning. So they're probably still sleeping when they were playing. But
Been on
I,
siesta time.
yeah, but I think they grew into the tournament, and you could see the quality, the way they want to play. It was the La Masia. That's how I put it. It was them performing. But yeah, overall, it was good to see, and there was some good players there. I must I
I was
must I
gonna say,
must
did you spot any future Lamine Yamals in there?
Well, yeah, well, look, maybe not a Lamine Yamal. There's not many of them type of players that you can see that will transition quickly. But there was quite a few number of players. Interestingly, Bayern Munich had a player called Bolt. He was a right back. I think he qualifies for France, but he plays for Bayern Munich. He's only been there for one and a half months. Tell her, what am I talking about? 1.5 years. So not 1.5. I was gonna say that's a really quick start for
Transition
it.
straight in.
But no, he's really good. There was a centre back. Oh my, he's like Rudiger. I swear to you, this guy not interested in trying to bring it down and play. He was just booting the ball far, defender. He plays for Lille, Kassim Nyabenda. But yeah, he was e- everything. Took the player, took the ball, but just really refreshing to see a defender that wants to defend. And don't get me wrong, he could play as well, but yeah, anything in and around the box, it's gone.
Yeah, that's it.
So that was refreshing to see. Yeah, two players at Bruges who are quality. Jonah Billet, who was fantastic central midfielder, was yeah, he just seemed to have so much ability in possession, ideas, ability to receive under pressure. He's just signed pro at Club Bruges now because they can sign at 15.
Wow.
And then a striker, Matteo Soraya, dangerous. His
Yeah,
runs, his runs off the ball, like for me, was elite. Elite. He's so aggressive with his runs, always trying to peel off the shoulder. And he become the top goal scorer. But even if he didn't become top goal scorer, I was so impressed with his ability to run in behind because you don't really see that often. You know, everything's now building up from the back. So a lot of the defenders, a lot of the goalkeepers or the midfielders tend to have the ball. But for me, like his style was like, yeah, on the transition. As soon as the midfielder's facing forward, he's making that run. So yeah, really impressed with him. And the player of the tournament was Hugo Garces of Barcelona, a midfielder, just the Spanish DNA, just the span. Like you get
Hold
the
on, hold on, hold on. If we're to compare it to anyone, who is the next
uh
to the next
nah, I
in
don't, look, I don't really like doing that. You know, I don't
Come
like
on,
doing that. I don't
listen,
like. Look,
there's a YouTube compilation pending with his stats and his
look,
bids.
he's
Yeah,
a Xavi, he's a Iniesta. It's that mold. Whether he reached them heights,
yeah.
I don't know. But the way he plays. It's just like a DNA. It's just like copy and paste from the La Masia. It's just how do they do it year in, year out. So
I
no,
swear they
over
clone him. They must clone him.
they must do, but no, they've got the yeah. They obviously they won the tournament and got the best player. But yeah, just a really good tournament. But I'm done now for next few months. I'm just resting now. I've done all my traveling.
With any of these players that you mentioned, how close are they to first team football? And I know it's not really too far fetched when you see the likes of Arsenal blooding in youngsters. So
Yeah.
when I say
Look,
that,
to be
how
honest,
close are any of them?
no, to be honest, I think with Europe, they've probably got a quicker chance of getting through than maybe if they're at a club in England. I'm interested to see Matteo. The boy is just the way he runs. It's insane. His finishing is top. So yeah, as a centre forward. I was really impressed with him, and I think it'll be interesting to see where he's in 2 years. Look, Bruges are a club that will push young players, so we might see him sooner than later. But he's just signed his pro deal. But you got to remember these are 2010, so they're just going into under 16. So look, they're still young. But yeah, 2010 next year will be 2011. It's crazy. It's
Crazy.
great. It's mental. But
So
no, a really good tournament.
on Football Manager, they'll be all classes wonder kids then, yeah?
I'll leave that up to football. I'll leave that up to Football Manager. I'll leave that up
Wait,
to
mate, you
football.
should get a gig there, man.
Well, to be fair, before the game was delayed, I went in, so I'm due to have a shortlist on Football Manager. So the plan is when it comes back, there will be a youth football expert talking about their shortlist soon. So yeah, that might
No
come
way.
about. Yeah,
Hey, this guy's big time, people. Hey,
yeah.
look out for this guy. Oh,
But
mental.
nah, all good. But have you been seeing the Euros?
I have, mate. I have. I have seen a
Hey,
little bit. God, it's
it's
anytime I see Euros, it's usually heartbreak as an England fan. And this under 19s one didn't let up either. Like, talk to me about it, man.
yeah, it was just look, it was a disappointing. They finished a third out of the group, two draws, one loss. They drew with Norway and Germany. The Germany game was just insane. Like they were 4-1 down at halftime and came back 5-all. They're defending in it, I swear to you. We're talking about that boy from France. They could have done with that type of defending because honestly, it was just goals galore. It was
What's
in,
happened to the DNA? I thought we had like the
uh,
Southgate DNA from top to bottom, like all throughout the ranks.
I
Like, what
think,
was
yeah,
that?
I think it kind of changed. Obviously, when Dan Ashworth left and Matt Crocker left the FA, obviously new people come in and look, they want to bring their own ideas into play. But yeah, look, it's a really disappointing tournament for them, especially with the some of the players that they have. You know, you're expecting a lot better quality to come from them, but. Yeah, unfortunately, Holland dispatched them in 4-2. But sometimes these internationals, you can try and you pick the best individuals, but not necessarily the best team. And I think that might have happened with England in that sense. Maybe they didn't get the balance right for
We tend to do that all the time. I think we think, oh, okay, we chuck the best individuals all in, they'll work it out, and we never do. Like sometimes we might need to sacrifice one area just to make sure we have the balance. Like for us growing up, it's always been the left hand side, isn't it? For England,
Yeah, yeah,
we've never had that balance, and we kind of shoehorned. What was it? We shoehorned Scholes in at one stage, and we
yeah,
shoehorned
yeah,
other players in just to try and make sure that all our best players were in the same team, Lampard and Gerrard,
yeah.
and it's gone throughout the whole time there, like in terms of being an England fan. So
Well,
maybe sometimes we need to bear that in mind. Like we don't always need to select all of our best players in one go. Sometimes it needs a bit of balance,
yeah.
best players and players that just suit a system.
No, no, I agree. And yeah, as I said, it's a disappointing when you look at the names that there are, like Keanu Dyer, Josh King at Fulham, Sam Amo. I know Mikey Moore picked up an injury over there. Tom Watson, who's moved to Brighton from Sunderland. You've got Shim, obviously at Chelsea, Jesse Derry at Palace. So yeah, it's just a disappointing campaign. But I was really impressed with Caleb Kapora at Crystal Palace, a right back. Um, he looks like he's got a really, really good chance of coming through, whether that's at Palace, but I think he definitely has a career in the game. So aggressive from right back. But yeah, I was really impressed. But look, the 21 seem to be, we're looking at them now and that they've got a big game later tonight. So they're doing really well. They're doing really well.
That's good to hear. And again, I'm looking more at our under 21s because they're the ones that potentially be getting into the first team, to the main squad. So yeah, hopefully they leave a good account for themselves, and hopefully we can learn from the under 19s. But yeah, before we break into the next subject, I want to pick a bone with you. Border League.
Yes.
Get past that.
Ah, I don't want to talk about that. Why you got to bring that up? That's
You thought
yeah.
you was gonna skirt past that, mate, my friend. No, no, no,
Do
no,
you know?
no.
Do you know what? We were robbed. We were robbed.
How do you
Ah,
mean? How
what
do
do you
you mean?
mean? Did you see the foul that they gave?
Mate, a foul's a foul. Whether it's a soft foul, it's
It
still
no
a
no
foul.
no. He didn't touch him. It was foul
Oh,
for. He should have been sent off for diving. That's what should have happened. Absolute sham from them. But obviously they wanted SDS to go through because of their social influences. So
Ooh, are you trying to say it's
let
rigged? Trying to say it's rigged?
well, to be fair, Francis killed her. Hey, that's another thing. Oh no 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 no! You're doing Francis a disservice here. I
He
don't
did it
like
to
it. You're
himself.
just want clicks. You
He
just
just
want
did it to
clicks.
himself. Listen, I tried to warn him in the clip. You heard me. He said, listen, this might come back to bite you. Nah, it's fine. I'm gonna sit half down. I'm gonna send it for a brekkie. Da, 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 da. I'm like, oh man, please listen. But he's done it to himself.
But yeah, look, it was a great event, but yeah, really disappointing considering we were 2-1 up with 2 minutes and a half left in the game. And yeah, to get robbed like that is not nice.
Get off. Like,
Yeah, not
what's
nice.
happening for next season? You gonna stick with him or stick the same?
Uh, well, yeah, I think so. I think it should come back in September. But yeah, the guys are going to be getting back to us probably in the next few weeks, really, about what that looks like, and whether I keep a job.
You could be
I
Gaffer out
t
there.
yeah, might have my P45. Might be out of a job.
Stage
My
you might be recruiting for football manager anyway, so you never
Yeah,
know.
that's true. To be fair, Micah and them boys are they were happy. They were happy with how we done, considering yeah, they were more interested in other things on the draft night. Let's leave it like that. Let's
Love
leave it
that.
like that. But yeah, no, looking forward to the next season. Really good spectacle, and yeah, a lot of people came down, and it was good to see Chelsea youngsters down there as well, which was really good.
Well, that's good. And good to see Will Smith down there as well, Thierry Henry.
Yeah, getting jiggy with it.
Yeah, cheeky with it. Who would have
But
thought it,
yeah,
man?
I know, crazy, crazy.
Yeah. But anyway, right, let's get back into it. So obviously we're in the off season now, kind of. So players are, keeping their standards. They're still maintaining their fitness. They're training more. Like, why is that though? Because again, surely they should be using this period to
Uh,
unwind, rest. Is that right or
yeah,
wrong?
it's probably a good, yeah, it's probably an interesting topic to speak about because yeah, you're seeing. not only pros going to Dubai or going to Portugal, Spain, even back home, they all have their own program. Just seeing individual coaches working with professional players, sport S&C coaches. It's going on so much now. It's interesting the fact that it seems it's become much more bespoke and individualized to the individual. So like a tennis player, like a golf player, where it's not a team sport, obviously you got doubles, but predominantly it's not a team sport. They have their own team around the individual. And I think football certainly becoming like that. Um, it's it's just whether in such that the players are getting enough rest, and they're doing the right work with the coach or the S&C, because you don't want them to be hindered going into pre-season.
But I think it's very individual. Like, it depends on the individual of what we're talking about. So, say for example, if you're a player like Marcus Rashford, for example, he's out of favour, just come off a loan spell, and he's doesn't look like he's going to get any minutes on Man United. I can see why he's want to keep up to the standard because again, he's looking to nick and move elsewhere.
Yeah, yeah. No, I get that. I get
It's the
that.
same thing as well. Like, there's I can understand it from both sides of the coin. Like, where if you want to maintain your standards and put yourself out there just to show that you're determined, you got your standards to move on to the next club. So that's might be the reasons why you're doing these sort of things. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
no, no, look, that's a fair point, and I agree with you in that. Like, you want to be the best that you can be, and you want to hit pre-season sharp.
Mm.
Look, gone are the days where you could turn up in pre-season that first day fitness test and you're struggling. Those days are gone. It's the continuous work, and that's what you're seeing. There's to be fair, these coaches, they're making huge sums of money now, um, because of the demand for it. But yeah, look, there'll be in every industry, there's people that are really, really good in it, but then there's people that, there'll be question marks on actually what is the quality of work that's going on with the individual. But yeah, for me, there's a lot of positives from it, but you just have to be mindful of why you're doing it and what's happening in terms of the program. And you see more younger players doing individual programs as well.
Isn't that the same as like players doing their extras after training?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And so,
Like, isn't that something that's always been encouraged anyway? Like, some people might stay behind, work on their shooting, work on their fitness, all the rest of it now, and that's sometimes seen as a positive. Like, so
yeah,
yeah,
I think the difference now is that they're not working within the club. That's
right.
the sole difference. But yeah, a lot of clubs are now employing individual coaches because they don't want their players to go away and work with others, because so they can understand, okay, what the player is doing. Because look, if a player goes and gets injured in the off season, out for 2, 3 months, where's the liability? What's going on there? So, but look, overall, I think it's positive because the player wants to, he's not sitting at home on a couch doing nothing. He wants to be better, and
Keeping
yeah,
them active as well, isn't it? Like,
yeah, yeah,
keeping
yeah,
them
yeah,
doing other things as well. But
for
also,
sure.
it might be on the other side of things. They might be wanting to keep it in house, so it doesn't show them up too much about their training methods. Do you know what I mean? They
Yeah,
might,
yeah,
oh,
yeah,
where did you learn that? Oh, yeah, I learned that with so and so coach down the road. Oh, you might be putting me out of a job for
yeah,
you
for
know what I
real.
mean?
Protection.
Exactly. So
Um,
that might be the reason. But
okay.
so, as long as it's all positive and working towards the individual's needs, that's the main thing, right? So
Yeah, yeah. No, no, for sure. And then, as I said to you, younger kids are starting to do this sort of stuff as well outside of the club, and moving abroad as well, which, yeah, it's becoming an expensive industry to try and make your son or daughter a professional footballer.
I feel sorry for the parents, man. They're the ones, having to sort this out. Do you know what I mean? Like, from the one-to-one coaching to the equipment that they're buying, to all of these showcase games that they're sending them to. Obviously, you got to pay for it
Yeah.
as well, so it's coming expensive for parents, right?
Yeah, I just think there was an article regarding the basketball situation, how if you haven't got the necessary funds to provide access for your child, then they're not going to be able to get close to even trying to be a professional in the sport. So, for example, there's a lack of kids playing outside and playing football. They're doing one-to-ones at 5, 6, 7, and it's like becoming professionalized so early. So kids are being told, do this, do this, do this. Whereas when we were younger, it was like, you got to find for yourself whether you're on the estate, whether you're on the playground. It was like 1 versus 12, and when you get that ball, you can't lose that ball
Oh,
because
lose
you,
it.
you might not see it again for the rest of break time.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, so I do think we're missing the element of kids finding out for themselves and learning through play. Um, but yeah, it is becoming a really expensive sport. Where you look at football boots now are like £250 for boots. One-to-one sessions can cost from £50. I know some are charging up to £250.
what? What are
Um,
they doing with him for that hour?
I, it, I don't know. Camps, you're doing camps now as well. So there is just, yeah,
So
you're
hold on,
just.
hold on, hold on. If we total it up now, how much on average a month could you be spending on your kid? Let's just do like a rough cost. You
Uh,
just said so. Let's say a
What,
hundred.
including travel and all of that?
Well, let's
Like,
include that. Hold on. Let's start with the one to one. So one to one,
so one-to-one's 50. Look, minimum would be 50. If they're in clubs, the coaches, then they'll charge £100, £700. Let's go £100.
100 quid. Okay, 100 quid. New pair of boots, mum. Can I get the I don't know what the name
Yeah,
Nikes?
yeah, 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 yeah. Are you sponsored by Nike?
No, no, no. I wish I Nike. If you're watching, please. I mean,
Yeah, no, but no, I get what you mean. So look, let's say a boots cost anywhere from 100 to 250 if they're young. Say like they're 8 or 9.
okay.
So let's
That's
go £120. £120 for boots. So
so
that's,
anyone 220. Cool.
yeah. And you're doing 4 sessions a week in a month. So that's what, 520. You're at 520 for the month. And then
520.
yeah, because if you're doing sessions for £100 each per
Oh
week,
yeah, yeah,
and you
yeah,
do
yeah,
four, that's 400 quid.
yeah, yeah,
On top of that, like kids could be traveling at pre-academy, traveling to Arsenal, Chelsea, West Ham, Spurs.
yeah,
So the petrol's adding up.
yeah. Let's say that
So
another one
yeah,
on
it's a
that.
big commitment. It's a big commitment, but when there's so much potential gold at the end of it, you're gonna try and give your kid every opportunity to to become a professional player. Um, that's how you got to look at it. It's an investment, right? It's your child, so why not give them the best opportunity? I guess it's ones that are being
It's just
where
the
they,
odds, though, isn't it? Mate? It's not like it's uh
well, someone said it's like someone messaged me. One of my mates messaged me saying, "Oh, um, the percentage is like 0.02, yeah, or something like that." So I messaged it.
roughly 0.01 usually, but
Oh, maybe. But I messaged him back and said, "Oh, you best tell your son he's in that 0.02% then." But yeah, it's really difficult, and look, I think we might need to get a couple of parents on there as well to share their experiences. And there's quite a number of kids that I've known with the parents have had to. I know one that was kind of going from Peckham to where's Tottenham's training ground?
isn't that up?
Oh, I can't remember now. Not Enfield. Is it Enfield?
It's past that, isn't it? Is it not Cheshunt? I want to see around that area anyway.
Yeah. So yeah, he was doing that journey
It's like
for three days a week.
3 days a week.
3 days a week he was doing that journey. So that Blackwall Tunnel, that Dartford
Oh,
Tunnel,
charge as well.
yeah. Well, the Blackwall charges now, but I don't know if it did that during his time
That's
coming
like
through.
4 quid. Add on
But
the
yeah,
pension, that's about 20 or
yeah. So
most
yeah,
probably
yeah, you're looking at £600-700 a month.
Jesus.
That's
Parents
just
are
that
missing.
that's just a rough estimate, but yeah. It's
Parents
expensive. It's expensive. It's
six,
expensive.
£600 to £700 a month you're paying on your child just for that 0.0.0.02% chance to make
Oh,
it.
but you're gonna do it though. You're gonna want to try and give your son and daughter the best opportunity, right? But yeah, the thing that I don't like is they're not just playing. Everything is organized,
Yeah,
and that's what I don't like about the game now. Is from a young age, everything is do this, do that. It's like don't worry, you can tell them do this, do that at a later stage.
yeah.
Just let them get to know the football and have fun, make mistakes. We all make mistakes.
We do indeed, mate. We do indeed.
Your voice sounds like it's back now. That's good.
I've been coughing off camera, that's why. No,
Yeah.
no, but it's good, man. It's good catching up with you, mate. And
No, no problem. Look, there's a lot coming up. So the Patrice Evra interview will be out soon, which is a really interesting discussion around his journey and his thoughts on when some amazing info about when he was at Man United and how it was just like that. They hated each other. So yeah, that will be
his
coming
new
out
app as
soon.
well, player app as well, who's
Yeah,
providing that platform for players that we just mentioned, looking to stay in the game or make the next move in the game. So that's definitely one to watch.
yeah. All right. Well, look. I think we've covered enough. I still got like that you've left me thinking about Baller League again in my mind. So
Wait, season two, mate. Season two is your time.
I've got grey hair cut. Look, there's loads
Hey,
of grey hair now.
hey. Is that
Stressing
from
me out.
Polo?
Ah,
Polo, if you're
uh,
watching, man, don't talk too soon, man. Don't want to hear about no roots curse, man. People keep talking about
uh,
roots curse.
he's
Uh,
banned. Any of our players are banned from your platform speaking now. But yeah.
no, it's good catching up, man. And thank you all for watching, people. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and make sure you tune into the next one. It's going to be a big one. Patrice Evra, talking to the main man, the youth football expert himself, David Powley. And take care of yourself.